It's only the second week of February and we already have the third horror video game adaptation of the year. Let's do a spoiler-free, no-hype review. What's up, cretins? What's up, creeps? My name is Chris. I'm the only person talking horror on the internet. Shudder's newest limited theatrical offering is The Mortuary Assistant, a film based on the 2022 video game of the same name. The titular Mortuary Assistant is Rebecca Owens, a recent graduate with a past who takes a job at Riverfield's Mortuary. Riverfield's Mortuary just happens to be haunted. There's your movie. Alright, let's bring this up so we can break this down. Slapface director Jeremiah Kipp is by no means as new to the scene as I had assumed. He's literally got hundreds of credits to his credit. He just sounds newer because that work is mostly in shorts or in assisting other people in realizing their projects. In The Mortuary Assistant, he announces himself as having fully arrived, pairing himself with an existing property that is compatible to his vision. He knows how to showcase both darkness and light, and how to bring darkness to light, which is pretty pivotal when you're telling a story where things are lurking within plain view. I've never played the game before, so I can't tell you how this stacks up against it, but I can tell you that this feels like cinema. This isn't a feature-length Let's Play like we've seen with the other two that we've gotten this year. 10 out of 15. In her first go as Final Girl, Willa Holland does everything needed to secure further horror roles should she choose to pursue them. She not only properly conveys both fear and vulnerability, but also a flawed humanity that makes her even more believable. She's well positioned against Paul Sparks, who plays her boss, whose quiet calm walks the line between professional and unsettling with precision. 11 out of 15. Screenplay's good enough. It has some segments that drag, but mostly it's properly paced, and we don't stay in those segments too long. There's nothing revelatory in the dialogue. Really, it is the execution of the screenplay that makes The Mortuary Assistant work. In lesser hands, this could have easily been a pile of shit, but it is a commendable start point. Benefit of the half, 8 out of 15. The Mortuary Assistant may be the scariest movie of the year so far. I know that sounds silly because it's February, we're 6 weeks into the year, but there's been a ton of horror movies already. A lot of that has to do with Kipp's framing of the material. Kipp is great at immersing you into being alone in a mortuary at night, but it also lies in veteran creature actor Mark Steger, who really brings the mimic, that's this evil looking fucker, to life. I love this creature design, and I love how he's featured within the film. 8 out of 10. Aesthetics are solid, but really you can only go so far with aesthetic within the confines of a mortuary. Regardless, the work with shadows, the choices in camera angles, they all work well enough, and they don't really attempt things that they know that they can achieve. So overall, it does look good. Only thing that's maybe to its fault is that I don't know that there's anything aside from the mimic that would make things instantly recognizable as this movie and this movie alone. 6 out of 10. Story's okay. I mean, it's not something that we haven't seen before. I question how much of Rebecca's backstory really serves the film. I think it maybe could have worked just as well without it. Conversely, in the final act, maybe they go further than they need to. Sometimes simple and well executed is better than explaining everything away. 5 out of 10. Kills? Not that movie. Most of the bodies are already dead when they arrive. You get some equivalency, but nothing that's hugely memorable. 2 out of 10. I'm kind of in the middle of the road on originality. No, we don't get a ton of mortuary set horror movies, but at its heart, it's just a haunted house story in a different setting. And although well executed, I have seen it before. I'm good at 3 out of 5. You know, I wouldn't mind a rewatch, but maybe that well-trodden territory that The Mortuary Assistant exists in, or the lack of something to really make it pop in the script, makes me feel like I would reach for something similar rather than go back to it. No opposition, but no real strong urge either. 3 out of 5. I did enjoy The Mortuary Assistant. It kept me compelled for the duration of its runtime, but I don't think that I ever reached the superlative of any emotion. I couldn't tell you with any honesty that this is the best movie at doing any particular thing. I just think you should check it out. I think that you'd enjoy it, and that's good enough for a 3 out of 5. So overall, these add up to a possible 100 points, and when I chainsaw this off, your Massa score for the Mortuary Assistant is 59 out of 100. As the third horror video game based movie of 2026, where Return to Silent Hill and Iron Lung meander aimlessly, the Mortuary Assistant walks with purpose, and you'd be wise to follow it to a theater while you can. Kindred Spirits, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, The Vigil, House of the Devil. That's all I got for you, cretins. That's gonna do it for today, creeps. Do all these things. Let me know what you thought of the Mortuary Assistant right over here. And as always, this is all just a matter of opinion. See it yourself, make your own decisions, remain critical, support horror.